Maybe Elon Musk and Bill Gates might not agree with each other because their goals don't align really well. But SpaceX won't stop from working together with Microsoft for something big. So, what is this big partnership about? Find out in today's video. Welcome to Elon Musk Unveils. Don't forget to subscribe to this channel, like this video, and hit that notification button to stay up to date with the latest about Elon Musk, Tesla, and SpaceX. Both Bill Gates and Elon Musk will definitely have differences of opinion when it comes to the coronavirus all the way to electric vehicles. Gates called Elon Musk outrageous on Musk's comment on the coronavirus outbreak. Musk described Gates as a knucklehead. Even though Tesla makes great electric cars and rockets, Bill Gates really thinks that Elon should stay out of the things that he doesn't understand. Elon Musk thinks that Bill Gates got no clue about electric trucks because Bill Gates wrote a blog post about electric vehicles where he questioned whether it was practical enough to make vehicles like an 18-wheeler fully electric truck. Yes, he did not specifically mention Tesla, but we know that Tesla already has plans to build the Tesla semi-truck. Gates revealed that he bought a Porsche electric car over a Tesla. But even with all this feud, what exactly is going on between Elon Musk and Microsoft? Well, back in 2020, Microsoft partnered up with SpaceX to bring cloud computing into the final frontier. Microsoft wants new cloud computing options that can directly compete with the ones that are offered by Amazon. Azure Space happens to be Microsoft's own cloud computing platform, which offers mobile cloud computing data centers that can deploy anywhere. Microsoft would be using SpaceX's Starlink internet satellites and expanded its agreement with the satellite company SES for Azure Space. Suppose this is your first time hearing about Starlink. Well, in that case, Starlink happens to be a very exciting and ambitious project of SpaceX that is looking forward to delivering satellite internet all over the world, especially to places where fiber internet is heavily unreliable or completely absent. Satellite internet makes a lot of sense, especially we are constantly moving from one place to another, and maybe someday in the future, we could have our own Teslas or other cars directly connected to the Starlink network for navigation and connected features. And we no longer have to rely on the terrestrial internet services like the ones provided by cell phone companies. This partnership clearly shows that Microsoft is willing to expand into the space industry because Microsoft Azure is building a new service called Azure Orbital to connect satellites to the cloud. Microsoft is clearly looking forward to competing with Jeff Bezos' cloud-based Amazon Web Services. This collaboration with SpaceX will allow Microsoft to deliver new offerings for both public and private sectors by providing connectivity through Starlink for Azure Web Services. So the intention is very clear. Microsoft wants to get into cloud computing because Amazon already offers a service to connect Amazon Web Services to satellites. Amazon is also working on a competitor to Starlink called Kuiper, in addition to Jeff Bezos' present investment in his rocket company Blue Origin. Both SpaceX and Microsoft had been testing out all the software needed to connect Starlink and Azure. The service will be connecting Starlink's network to Microsoft data centers, including the new Azure Modular Data Center product, which is a mobile unit about the size of a semi-trailer. Starlink's global coverage will also make Azure Modular Data Centers possible, and Microsoft states that the Azure Modular Data Center is designed for customers who need cloud computing capabilities in hybrid or challenging environments, including remote areas. So why exactly is Microsoft partnering up with SpaceX and not any other company? Well, SpaceX has got flight-ready hardware to launch Starlink satellites, and the company is already doing a lot in the aerospace industry, which is why the company won the $2.9 billion contract of NASA's ambitious Artemis project that will be putting humans onto the moon once again. Microsoft clearly knows that SpaceX is the name that people can think of whenever they think of innovation in the aerospace industry in the 21st century. Microsoft also stated that their modular data centers are already in use with a few defense and private sector organizations because the company is starting out the product as a solution for military needs, humanitarian efforts, mobile command centers, mining, and more. Microsoft is also excited to democratize space for all industries to enable new options for enterprises around connectivity and computing. Microsoft's Azure Orbital is expanding to connect with satellites in low, medium, and geosynchronous orbits, which exactly aligns with the company's new arrangement with SpaceX's Starlink satellites. Microsoft also revealed way back in 2020 that they will have the Azure Orbital Emulator, which creates an emulated environment in which satellites and satellite constellations can be tested. This way, Microsoft will be able to allow public or private enterprises to more thoroughly test their satellite constellations on the ground before launching to orbit. So right now, companies like Microsoft are trying to utilize all the innovations in the aerospace industry with satellite internet connectivity that Starlink offers. Microsoft really wants to have the upper edge with SpaceX because Amazon's version of Starlink is still under construction. The partnership of Microsoft with SpaceX will mean that Jeff Bezos' Amazon Web Services will never be able to partner up with SpaceX because it makes no sense for Amazon to partner up with a competitor both with satellite internet and also with cloud computing services. We also know about the rivalry between Jeff Bezos and Elon Musk. Cloud computing is just not any other trend in the industry that people could use to store their photos and videos online. It is much bigger than what people think, and the people at Microsoft know this. Cloud computing is a part of a business model that is taking the world by storm because cloud computing not only changes the way businesses store and access data, but it is also changing how businesses operate. Large businesses do have an advantage when it comes to cloud computing because they will be able to work with other major cloud service providers and will get all the benefits working with them. But this does not mean that small and medium-sized companies cannot work with companies that provide cloud computing. With cloud computing services, managing resources for businesses is a lot easier than ever before. Physical servers and hard drives are really difficult to deal with because if physical devices get damaged, recovery will be almost impossible. But none of those issues is a big deal with cloud computing because when all the data is stored in the cloud, it is usually managed by the service provider in multiple locations, which means that your data is not just saved in one physical location, but in many other places. So, let's say that if there's a problem with one of the servers, your data is still safe as a copy present in some other location. Small businesses do not have enough funding to set up complex and secure physical backups, which is why cloud computing, with its affordable prices, will change the game for businesses. When you look at the maintenance side of things with a traditional server system, companies definitely need to worry about the maintenance of the entire system. But that is not the case with cloud computing because there is no cost or effort required by companies that use cloud solutions. After all, everything, like we mentioned earlier, is handled by the provider. So cloud computing will be the next big thing, and it is already transforming how companies operate. Some businesses may not be accepting cloud computing even today, but the benefits of cloud computing are still over the roof, and Microsoft's partnership with SpaceX will be a big thing. And that's a wrap for today's video. What do you think about Elon Musk and his relationship with Microsoft? Do let us know in the comment section below because we would love to hear from you all. Also, consider subscribing to our channel for more videos just like this one. Turn on post notifications so that you never miss out on any of our future uploads. That's about it for today. We hope you enjoyed the video. If you did, make sure to smash that like button, and we will meet again in the very next one. So, stay tuned.